Chris, a busy day of transfer activity yesterday. One particular departure, though, I think stands out, John Flecks. What a tremendous servant he's been to Sheffield United. I know you want to add your tribute to his time here.
Yeah, I think it's important that we all recognise sort of the contribution that John has made over the past seven or 8 years. You know, as what happens at a football club, players come and players go, but there's always some that make an incredible mark on their time, and John's certainly one of those players, and it was important. Yeah, and it was. I had a conversation with John yesterday afternoon and said that a club had come in for him, and obviously his contract was up, and so maybe we're looking a little bit more longer term in terms of the future of the football club, and players like Andre Bucks coming through, and I wanted to make sure that it was right for John as well. So the decision and the opportunity for John to carry on playing a very high standard was one that he couldn't afford to turn down, and yeah, I think I went to bed and woke up about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and saw that it had gone through, and a little bit mixed emotions really, as I said, because of the incredible contribution he's made.
He's quite an understated individual, isn't he? He's never one to court the limelight, but such a crucial figure in this club's modern history. Yeah,
I mean, from a manager's point of view, and people go on, a manager's dream. He was a fabulous player to work with, understated, gave his opinion, trained absolutely full tilt every day, day in, day out, gave everything out on the pitch, was selfless in his play, extremely talented. Everybody knows the backstory to how we got him, and coming on a free, and the song that the supporters made up regarding him as well, and just his overall contribution right the way through. And I think it gives you an incredible amount of pride when you see the likes of a player of John, and his characteristics, his personality, his drive come through from playing in League One, and being on that initial journey right the way through to regaining Premier League status for the football club with the promotion last year. And it's he's got a hell of a lot to look back on with an enormous amount of pride in how he's gone about his business, as well as his fantastic performances.
Plenty of highlights, of course. I'm just going to focus on two, and if people have been looking at social media today, they've been doing the rounds again. Northampton, the promotion goal, and also the goal in the Steel City derby against Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, two huge moments in our history, and one that'll go down. As I said, we're all being brought up as United fans, and everybody can sort of remember their own particular favourite moment, and I'm sure, from a lot of supporters' point of view, those two moments will definitely go down in that period that they've watched Sheffield United. His last-minute goal at Northampton to claim promotion and get us out of Division 1 for 6 years, and obviously his incredible finish at Hillsborough to get us up and running in what was a memorable day. But I think there was a lot more to that as well. Him returning to the Scotland squad as well. His performances through every level, his dominant performance in the Premier League, and there's some stories off the pitch as well that we'll no doubt keep to ourselves, the staff and the players at a time. But a huge player and a huge character, and one that, as I said, will no doubt go down for Sheffield United's fans' point of view as one of their favourite players through that period.
You mentioned all the levels, and who could forget that goal at Arsenal, and of course the brace at home to Villa in the Premier League that first season when we finished 9th.
Well, he just took to every level, and that's what you were looking for. You can set your team up tactically, and try and bridge that gap that we've always tried to bridge. But you look for the players that, whatever level, whatever challenges in front of them, they will go and attack and overcome and get over that hurdle. And John did. Obviously he started off as a boy wonder at Rangers, huge amount of pressure, and then he found himself at Coventry. you know, and even look down. We've talked today about our first pre-season when we first went to, I think we went to La Manga, and we were out in the roasting sun one pre-season afternoon, and looking at this lad with an incredible ginger-haired lad with an incredible red face, and I'm thinking, you know, I hope this signing comes good. And I think he picked the ball up and pinged the ball right away across the pitch. You know, kept it about 2 foot across the pitch. Thought, yeah, we've got a player on our hand here, and he's, you know, and every level that he's gone through, Matt. You know, from Championship into the Premier League, back out of the Premier League. And then obviously, you know, his final bits this sort of year. It's been a difficult sort of last part of John's career at Sheffield United, and I hope everybody doesn't, you know, remember the last sort of part of his career, because there's been an awful lot to what John has given this football club, and as I said, a special player that will go down as one of my favourite all-time players that I've worked with.
I was going to say, finally, in terms of your best signings at Sheffield United, he's got to be right up there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the players that you know you've loved working with, the likes of O'Connell and Basham and Billy Sharp and McGoldrick, and you know, hopefully I don't miss anybody out, but I'm sure there's a lot more there. But Fleck is right amongst that lot as well. And as I said, great company on a night out. Played hard off the pitch, played hard on it, trained ferociously, led by example. wasn't a vocal member of the squad, but I think that, you know, you ask all his teammates and opponents as well in that period from 16 right away through to sort of 22, 23. You know, he was an incredible teammate. As well as a really tough opponent for the players he was up against, and yeah, I wish him all the best. There's no doubt I'll keep in contact with him, and I'm sure when the time comes when he does return to Bramall Lane, whatever capacity as a player or coming back for a day as a supporter of the football club, everybody will make their feelings known, how they feel about John and his contribution.